If you're running Google Ads for your dropshipping store, there's a very high chance you're either losing money, barely breaking even, or too scared to scale your spend. And honestly, that is not your fault, because the way Google pushes you to run ads actually sets you up to fail. When it comes to paid ads for dropshipping, most people do one of two things. They either set up an out-of-the-box campaign using Google's setup wizard, which literally sets you up to fail if you're dropshipping, or they trust an agency, which allows you to pay for the privilege of burning money. And then what happens is they get traffic, they spend money, but they can't get profitable. And with dropshipping, where margins are often 20 to 30%, if your ads aren't dialed in, you have no hope. Now, I've made millions in dropshipping revenue through Google Ads. Multiple stores, multiple niches. My first store that I sold for $700K did over $1 million from Google Ads. I also recently generated $100K in Google Ads profit for this site in 90 days, not revenue, profit. And one more example of an account I took on this month, $60K in revenue from $10K in spend. The point is, I've seen this system work across over 100 dropshipping stores in my community. Students, clients, my own stores, this is the Google Ads formula that works for dropshipping in 2026. And here is what I do that makes it so different. It goes completely against what Google steers you towards, and almost nobody teaches it. But once you understand, Google Ads becomes a predictable money-making machine for your dropshipping store. The biggest reason the dropshipping stores fail to make their ads profitable is because of the traffic intent in their setup. Let me show you what I mean. Let's say you sell fire pits. Most accounts will get the majority of their traffic from keywords like fire pit, gas fire pit, fire bowl, best fire pit, those sorts of search terms. On the surface, those terms sound relevant, and there's loads of this type of traffic in any niche, so Google has plenty of opportunity to serve your ads and charge you money. But the problem is, these keywords are not searched by people that have high intent to buy. I can show you with some simple maths why these keywords are poison to your profitability. An ad click on a term like fire pit costs around $1 per click. Let's say you get 1,000 clicks and thus you've spent $1,000 on customers searching that term, getting them to your site. Having seen inside over 100 stores and the conversion rates, I can tell you your conversion rate on a term like that is maybe going to be 0.1%. If you're lucky, probably less, but let's call it 0.1%. So at that conversion rate, you need 1,000 customers to get a sale. Now, let's say your product is $2,000, that fire pit, with a 30% margin, quite standard in dropshipping, that's $600 profit. Therefore, on the term fire pit, you spent $1,000 on ads to make $600 in profit. You lost money. And most accounts I see display this exact trend across a wide selection of keywords. And the sad part is that most accounts have some high intent keywords performing well, dragging the overall performance up, but they're carrying the weight of unprofitable search terms, and so the end result is still no good. Now let's flip it, those high intent terms. Instead of a generic term like fire pit, you target 42-inch rectangular concrete fire pit. Now yes, the cost per click will be higher. Research tools say around $2.60 per click, let's round up to $3. But the conversion rate on a term like that is way higher, because that's searched by someone who knows what they want and they're ready to buy. Based on the accounts I've seen inside, I can tell you the conversion rate on a term like that will be well north of 1%. Let's do the math based on 1% to be conservative. On a term like 42-inch rectangular concrete fire pit, you'll need an average of 100 clicks to make a sale, and that equates to $300 in ad spend. One sale of the same product is still $2,000, profit still $600. So in this equation, you spent $300 on ads to make $600 in profit. Same product, same store, the only difference is the intent of the keyword that's targeted. That is literally the game. It's not about traffic, it's about keyword intent. When we take this exact principle and spread it across our entire ad account, we funnel all the ad spend into high intent profitable keywords, and we don't waste it on generic traffic. But where it gets difficult is that even if you understand this, Google doesn't make it easy for us. Because with shopping ads, which account for the majority of e-commerce ad sales, you can adjust your spend by product, by campaign, by brand, by ad group, but not by keyword and search term. And that's a huge problem because, as we've established, it is the keyword intent that that determines our profitability. But Google blends all the search terms together, and you can't actually choose the keywords you want your shopping ads to search for. You can only exclude the ones that you don't. And this massively hurts most accounts because Google will happily send you loads of generic traffic because it can spend your budget and bring in traffic on terms like fire pit and other generic terms, but your return on ad spend is terrible. So what do? We hack the system, but we use Google's own tools. We just structure the campaigns differently. This is the 3-tier shopping campaign system. You run 3 campaigns, same products, but different buckets of keyword intent levels. The first campaign is tier 1. It's for the low intent keywords. We can't exclude all of them, so we create a home for them where the budget is low and the bids are low, so we ensure minimal wastage. This catches our generic keywords, our low buying intent keywords, the sort of research traffic. Terms like fire pit, gas fire pit inspiration and ideas, can I put a fire pit indoors? Essentially, all the search terms go in this bucket that we don't want to waste the lion's share of our spend on. This bucket is going to be assigned 10% max of our overall ad budget to reduce wastage. Then we have campaign 2. Tier 2 is for the mid-intent keywords. In here, we have higher bids and a higher portion of ad spend, around 30% of our total. And this is here to capture more specific searches, people who are closer to buying in that mid-funnel. Examples would be things like concrete fire pit, rectangular fire pit, outdoor gas fire pit. More valuable, but not quite the gold. We have the third campaign for the gold. That is the high intent tier 3 campaign. In here, bids are at their highest and 50 to 70% of our spend goes here because it's where the money is made. Examples are terms like 42-inch rectangular concrete fire pit, Cortine steel fire pit bowl, maybe a specific brand and product name. Essentially, things where people know exactly what they want and they have high buying intent and therefore they convert at very high rates. We want as much of this traffic as we can because this traffic converts heavily into profit. And with this system, you control your ad spend by intent. Instead of letting Google decide, you decide what's worth paying for, what's not, and you put your budget behind the terms that actually convert. And the result is less wasted spend, higher overall conversion rates, and therefore a more profitable ad account and a more scalable ROAS. This system is going to be the foundation of your profitable dropshipping store because when you can predictably acquire traffic profitably and scale that, financial success for your business follows. And this is just one part of the overall system for paid ads. There's a lot more that goes into building a highly profitable ad account. But if you get this right, you're already ahead of 90% of people. I'll drop a link to another video below for those that want to go even deeper into this system.